Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rechakodash. Shalom to the elect. Of course, first and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rechakodash. Yahweh is the true, almighty, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And his only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Ba'Hashem, meaning in the name, Recha, meaning spirit, Kodash is holy, which I, of course, said in the Paleo-Hebrew, which is a language that has been returned unto the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and, of course, those Israelite foreigners who may look like the rest of the heathen where they've been scattered to, but their spirit bear witness with our spirit, which is the spirit of the Scriptures, all right, that they actually are Hebrew Israelites, all right? And, of course, that lineage is due to Father, his seed, all right, going back to one of the 12 sons, all right, of Jacob, or Israel. Of course, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who were well in peace and salutation on sincere Akim. They're out there, of course, risking their lives and their freedom to bring out this Amath, which is the truth of the Scriptures. Disclaimer, we are the Hebrew Israelites. We're not connected with any black denominated hate group or anything of that nature. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We are the anointed ones of the Bible, the chosen nation of the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right, we are Hamashiachim, or the Hamashiachim, are the anointed ones. We are the Israelites. Simple as that. And if you don't understand or see, we are living in the last days, and really, by the way of the prophecies, how they're, of course, not tarrying. We, of course, should be waking up to our actual heritage, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those Hebrew Israelites. All right, that, of course, like I said, the Israelite foreigners, and Slakia for, if my communication is a bit mixed or mumbled, but I just want to get that point across. We should be waking up out of sleep, as the Scriptures say, all right, because how these prophecies are occurring very rapidly, it's the time to be awake and get that spiritual hedge through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Now, you have it here. It says Dow Jones continues to fall as investors worry about the economy. All right, which, firstly, going into what we're dealing with the economics, our economy, which this lesson was, brought up due to the spirit power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. But also, of course, you have other Akim that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai used as what? As his servants, or Abadim, to, of course, push us to do this work. Simple as that, all right? To bring out and push the word that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai wants let out. So you have it here for economy, which is household management, all right, from the Latin oikonomia, or economia, and slack if the pronunciation is a bit off. So you have it here, the household management. Okay, so that's, of course, your Wall Street. Okay, in which you have, of course, what things are good, such as goods and products. They are traded there, all right, these various stock exchanges, London Stock Exchange and such, all right, they're, of course, traded. Okay, you have people that invest in stocks and bonds and such, all right, and right now, as you can see, the economy, all right, is not looking good, all right. the way that these damn bankers, these stockbrokers, all right, and all, is not looking good at all. Which this is biblical prophecy, all right. And this is another lesson I'm probably going to right here, but this is another article I was looking at. Is that debt worldwide hits a record of 184 trillion, or 86,000 per person. And that's a lot of money right there per person, and a lot of debt in general for this entire world, or Rataza, Hebrew word for land, all right, or to dealing with the world is Rataza. All right, so things are not looking good, okay, here, which it says and reads, we're just going to go through, and it says the U.S. stock market sank deeper into the red following sluggish economic reports on Monday and bad news from a couple, and this has been published on, just so that you know, February, this is December the 17th, 2018 year of prophecy, which prophets, of course, say before. That's what prophecy is all about. All right, things that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has said before time and is now bringing it to the light. Okay, is of course speaking and not tarrying. Okay, is bringing forth his work. So going on, it says here, the Dow fell 600 points by late afternoon, or 2.6, and the S&P 500 lost 2.6 and retreated to its lowest level of the year. And I must note, I believe it's the lowest they were saying since I believe 1931, if I'm not mistaken. But going on, it says, and the Nasdaq joined the Dow and the S&P 500 in negative territory for 2018. All three indexes have plunged about 7% so far this December, and we're at the end of December, but we still have about 2 weeks or so left, if I'm not mistaken. It says the Dow closed down 507 points for the day. In Russell 2000 index, small cap stocks tumbled into a bear market, marking the 20% decline for record highs notched in August. All right. It says a weaker reading from the New York Federal Reserve about manufacturing in the Empire State and a drop in confidence from the nation's home builders weighed on the markets. And you have to understand that this whole system is what? A credit-based system, all right? The money, okay, is based on credit, okay? Which, that, in itself, it has no real substance, okay? Because real money is gold and silver, all right? Money is kasap, or kasap yum, all right? Or silver, okay? That's the true, all right, money. But you have it here where our economy, all right, is ruled by the wicked, which the earth is given onto the hand of the wicked, and those that are the wicked is what? The Edomites, Adawamium. All right, Adawam it means red, all right. Adawamium makes it plural, all right. And the nation of Edom is the so-called white man, the so-called Caucasians. And when you go into it, the head bankers and such, all right, they're Amalekites and all these Rothschilds, these Rockefellers, DuPonts, and all these different elite banking families. About 100 of them. 100, I believe it was going into about 100 families that, basically run this whole. You say this whole money system. I mean, it could go into, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's basically is ruled by these so-called elites and such, all right, which they're imposters. They claim to be Jews, but they're not, all right. Now, they, of course, all right, are planning to crash this economy because of what? They want to bring forth their new world order. in which in the New York World Order, all right, you have a RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, which that's why I'm saying this scripture, which if I haven't read it, this is going to be the book of Romans 13:11. It says, "In that, knowing the time, that new is high time to awake out of sleep." All right, to be what? To wake out of being what? It's dead. All right, to come alive, by Yahweh Shem Yahshai's words. Okay, this is the time to be waking up out of sleep. Okay, and it's a lot because this apparently Shaitan is not allowing this to load up. Okay, I may have to improvise by going into my cell phone device. Okay, just to get the it's gonna be going back to the Greek for high time. Okay, real quick. Let me just pull it up real quick. Romans 13:11. Slovakia. Let me see. Right, so going into this word, you have it here for high time is you have what's that? Hoorah or Hora.
Hora.
Yeah.
Hora.
Right, Hora, which it means a certain definite time or fixed season. Okay. It has any definite time, point, a moment. All right, so this is the moment, all right, the season in which we supposed to be waking up and coming to the understanding the truth of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, the time that we're in, okay, is the times of the end times, okay, in which we're in the time of the second coming of our Lord Yahushai, which means He the deliverer, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name by our in Ha-Abar Yath is, which is in the Hebrew, is Yahushai, okay, and He's coming back very soon, and we can tell by the prophecies. The prophecies are the indicating signs of His second coming. Okay, so you could go into it. As you can see, you got other liars, all right, with you have the devil, these Edomites, like leaders, which are set up puppets, right? Like Trump, he had tweeted, he says that I'm gonna read in here. It says investors are zeroing in on the idea of slower growth for 2019, said Michael Oren, chief investment strategist of Street Global Advisors. More people are worried about a recession in the late 2019 or 2020. It says the political noise in Washington isn't helping either. President Trump tweet on Monday morning repeating his criticism of the Federal Reserve, right, which that's a private entity. Okay, it's not, all right, it's a private corporation, all right, outside of the United States, okay, and they owned by these elite bankers, all right, which are Edomites. In America, all right, they print out all the money, all right, meaning the Federal Reserve, and we are in debt to these bankers, all right, and all these different nations are also in debt to these bankers, all right, in which this money they can't of course pay back, and thus you see the chaos that's going to happen, all right. It says for its recent rate hikes, the Fed, or this means short for Federal Reserve, meets Wednesday and is widely expected to raise rates again. It's interest rate, I believe they're speaking of. It says, but Trump tweeted that it is incredible with a very strong dollar. This is a lie. It's not backed by any, gold or silver. Okay. they got rid of that gold standard and all. It says in virtually no inflation, and that's another lie. All right, which I'm gonna go into this in the lesson. All right, inflation and such. I mean, basically, where you have all of this influx of, you got all this money, all right, being printed, all right, and you have goods in which you're buying, okay, in which the money is being devalued, right? Is lose. Of course, it don't even have a real worth, okay, all right. So the actual currency, you're paying out more money, all right, for these damn goods, all right. And it's just gonna go to you paying more and more money for these goods, okay. And you're getting what? Less quantity and such, all right. Things are, of course, diminishing in size and all, okay. But the money, they just keep printing it, okay. It's just shite when you just think of it. But it says the outside world is blowing up around us. Paris is burning, and China way down. The Fed, or the Federal Reserve, is even considering yet another interest rate hike. Take the victory. It says the Fed is supposed to be politically independent. Any evidence that it might sway by the attacks of Trump could unnerve the markets. If the Fed doesn't raise rates, it will look like it's a scumbag to the bullying of Trump's. I mean, this is just a little bit political rhetoric and shit, but I'm just gonna go into basically the point, that these investors, okay, people on Wall Street, obviously they worry about the economy because it's about to hit its crash, okay, a major crash in which they're gonna then implement that RFID microchip to be the answer, right, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, so this is in the scriptures, and I'm just going to speed through this real quick. This is going to be Zephaniah 1 and 10, and it reads here, and it shall come to pass in that day, said Yahweh. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. I mean, he is, he to be, or he exists, all right? Yah and Hawa, all right? That there shall be noise and a cry from the fish gate, okay, in which, let me see, when you go into, this is ridiculous that this blue letter is doing this at this time. I'm gonna pull it up real quick on my physical Slack, my cell phone. When you go into the fish gate and such, that's of course dealing with Wall Street, okay, which they trade what? They trade stocks and bonds and such, all right, and trying to receive profit, okay. But you have to understand that Esau is what? His economics is going down, all right, as you can see, all right, as the article is telling you. Now, when you go into the word for gate, is basically, when you go into it, I'm going to get it real quick. It means marketplace, okay, which is the agora, okay, where of course the trading happens and such, all right. That's the marketplace, okay, where people sell their goods and all, okay. Thus, you understand the rest of the scriptures after that when I go more into and read further. So there's going to be a cry, and that's what these people are doing. They're crying right now, crying out, like, damn, like, outcry, like, oh, shoot, in distress, okay? Because they're foreseeing, a lot of these different economists and such, they're seeing what is inevitable, all right, which is the crash, all right, of the, the dollar, all right, and that's going to bring forth civil unrest and such, okay? Now, let me just I wanted to go, of course, get the Hebrew Arbariath, or Ha'abariath, or the Hebrew Debarium Kaya gate, or for gate. Hebrew words, a word, slach, the bar, for gate. So gate is, you had sha'ir, or a sha, a I, and a ra, sha'ir, which it means gate, right? And it has on here the marketplace, public meeting place, all right? So it's the it's the marketplace. That's where things, of course, are sold. Okay, which you have it there in Wall Street. Okay. Now, going forward, it says, so you have it, that cry of distress. All right, and it says, from the fish gate, explain that, and howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Okay, which hills, of course, represent what? They represent governments. All right. When you go into it, okay, governments. You have like different nations and such. Have the summits and all. All right. So just so that you can understand a little bit, of the dark sayings, in the Bible, these metaphors and allegories and such. When you have to go into the Bible, these dark parables. It's not for everybody. It's only for the elect. All right. So as going to the word for crashing is shabar, which means a breaking. All right, and that's gonna be what, when everything, of course, go down. All right, when that, of course, stock market collapses. Okay, that's going to be a breaking. All right, and that's having the definitions, and for our kaya shabar, you have a crashing. It's already in there. Okay, and that's going to bring forth a lot of civil unrest in this society, which is going to bring forth what, martial law, Jacob trouble, and such, a police state, all right, abroad. Okay, and this is all because of what? A lot of these you have these nations and such as you have Russia, you have China. China has what, that petro yuan and such. All right, Russia is doing deals with other countries using what, their own currency and such, backing away from using the dollar, within as the actual money for trade. Okay, so the world reserve currency is the U.S. dollar. Now these countries are starting to create their own currencies and such, right? Back away from using the dollar, in which that is, of course, what, making a lot of these making these numbers, all right, suffer. Okay, in which that's going to what, that's going to lead towards this break. All right, and this, which is the economic crash. All right. And a lot of these different companies, as you see, they're starting to close down and such. All right, these big corporations are starting to close down. All right, this dangs ain't good. All right, so going on, and it says how ye inhabitants of Mashtech, which is you say Mashtech. All right, that's a what? That's a back in, of course, you go into the history. All right, it was a merchant city, right, in Israel, Yasha'Allah, all right, where you, of course, you would sell your goods. Okay, so that's you have it. That's you dealing with still, all right. Your Wall Street, such, your marketplace. All right, simple as that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Mashtech was just basically a city of merchant. All right, merchant. So it says, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. And that's what's going to happen. All right, when everything crash and such, all right, these people are going to get cut off. All right, all of these they have the whole beast, the whole beast. Okay, with the NATO and the EU, the UN and all such, right? The NATO and the EU, all right. These countries are gonna go, all right, go to shite, all right. Simple as that. Okay, when everything, of course, crashes, it's just gonna be amazing just to see. All right, it's gonna be amazing for our Kaya Bachayarium, all right, the elect, all right, the chosen of the nation of Israel, to see this, because we're gonna laugh in the time of calamity, as the scriptures say. All right, so I'm gonna now go to just one more scripture, and then I'm gonna do another lesson with another article and such. All right, because there's a lot of information, just to go into. All right, and of course you gotta, of course, do your research and be diligent within it. All right. So this, and that's good that we have the apostles, elders, and brothers on down to, of course, bring forth this edification. Because beforehand, we didn't really know about how this whole economy work. All right, economics. All right, Federal Reserve didn't even know about this stuff. All right, all Jake know about is just, I'm gonna get money and get a good job and such. These jobs gonna get cut off and all. All right, so it says here, and this is the book of Second Esdras, 16th chapter in the Apocrypha, or original King James Bible. It says here, behold, victuals, which that of course is what? Victuals is goods, basically food, supply, and such. All right, provisions, okay? When you go into it, shall be good, or shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And I mean, you have it here, people see all these different prices. They still see that, they can go to the store, and they can go online, Amazon, and buy something, for cheap and such. All right, but they're not understanding that, even though, say, like China right now recently, and I believe the U.S., they kind of, what they have, like a cease of the different sanctions, if I'm not mistaken. They got like kind of like they had that what was that, it was a summit recently, I believe it was in Argentina, if I'm not mistaken, recently. I'm not sure if that was a G20. If memory's failing me, but I believe in that deal, they like put a little a cease on their tariffs. But that stuff is that that's just a distraction right now, because the damage is gonna occur. It already is happening. Okay, these companies. All right, I mean, these different governments and such. All right, they don't want to really deal with America. All right, Great Babylon. They don't want to listen to this whore. All right, that ride upon the beast. All right, and they're really ultimately they're going to rebel against this damn devil and shoot them with fire. All right, as the scriptures say, it's all because of what them ruling treacherously and being deceitful. Okay, taking, of course, all of these resources from these different countries. All right, all wickedly. All right. Putting these different central banks in these different countries. I mean, it's crazy. All right, you're getting them, people, the borrower subject unto the lender, as the scriptures say. These countries are debt slaves and such to this, to the, the Federal Reserve ultimately. All right, to these Edomites. All right, so anyway, that's basically it. What I'm gonna bring out for now. All right, I'm gonna finish. Let me finish it off. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be good, should be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case." And even then shall evils, meaning bad time, all right, grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right, so there's going to be bad times. There's going to be death by sword by the so-called white man with martial law, and then all of his different weapons he have, right, which he has, like, chemical warfare. Okay, he has all different sorts of things to minister his terror upon this earth, because he got a short time, and he's gonna come after you Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro Latino, the American, try to chip you if you RFID microchip to answer this financial crisis. All right, and this dollar collapses. All right, so it says in great confusion. All right, and the whole world is under confusion due to so-called white man's philosophies. All right, so I'm gonna do another lesson, but it's just gonna be probably I'm gonna use another article and just continue on and such. So hopefully you're edified. Call along. Yahweh Shem Shai Bashar Chakodash and double on shells and apostle. Great millstone. Shalom.